2, 1.
Hello everyone, my name is Sage Cantini, and today I will be describing and then performing my very own monologue. So first, let's get started with some background information. The main character's name is Robert. He is 21 years old and is the only member of his family. He was just drafted into the U.S. Army by the Selective Service System. This monologue takes place during World War II. So the character lived in the United States but is being sent to Germany to help stop the spread of Nazis. The character will be fighting alongside 12 other members of his platoon. The Lieutenant Garrett is the head rank of his platoon, and he always refers to a quote that really Robert never understands. Robert describes his character as very ruthless, heartless, and really no empathy towards human life. The real-life event that inspired this piece. I was sitting down watching a movie about World War II. Now, the opening scene of this movie had soldiers that had been drafted or even sent to Germany, and it just really talked about their physical and emotional distresses, and I wanted to share this with the audience. I want the audience to understand the sacrifices these soldiers made, about not only their physical and emotional distress, but the pressure it put on their loved ones, and for their loved ones not knowing if they're going to come home or not. There was always saying that, we'll be home in July, but sometimes they weren't home in July. I want the audience to not only understand their physical and emotional distress, but it's hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that these soldiers will not only fight for their families and friends, but they will fight for our country as a whole. Think about this, that they will go out and sacrifice their lives for people that they hardly know. In my opinion, that is true courage. December 25th, 1940. Dear Mother and Dad, I have just arrived in Germany. The past 2 days I've been in a replacement depot, but haven't seen combat yet. I still can't believe the U.S. government implemented a draft. And what are the odds the Selective Service System sent a letter to our address with Robert written on the back of it? Looking back at that day, my stomach dropped, and looking over at Mom and seeing her cry made everything worse. Uncle Sam wanted me for the U.S. Army, and that's exactly what he got. All the advertisements and propaganda made war seem honorable and patriotic, but this is the best time of my miserable life. I'm dealing with both physical and emotional distress. If I told you the events I've seen, you would have thought I was telling a lie. My body aches from the cold and I can barely feel my toes. On the bright side, you know how I always wanted a brother? Well, I have 12 of them now. My platoon is my family. We protect the one on the right side and the left side, and they do the same. Lieutenant Garrett always says, "Fly low, fly fast, and shoot everything down, boys." I personally don't understand the flying part because I thought I was in the U.S. Army, not the Air Force, but who the hell knows. Today marks the day I've been gone 1 month but miss home already. All I could think about is spending today at Grandma's house, opening presents under the freshly cut down pine tree, with the smell of Christmas cookies in the air and us sitting by the fire having hot cocoa. But I know my duty. And my duty is to protect the United States so that our family and the rest of the families can spend Christmas together. Merry Christmas, Mom and Dad. Tell Grandma and Grandpa I said the same. Love, your only son, with all my heart and soul, Robert.